Hey, sixth grade. I'm back in my kitchen, and here's why. I strongly believe that a good, thought out plan will help you be successful. I think this is the case in the kitchen when you're cooking, but I also think this is the case for at home learning. Many of you are doing an awesome job. And maybe you don't need a plan to be successful, but most people do. You kind of need a checklist. And so I want to show you an example of a checklist because I think that will be helpful as you go through book clubs, as you go through math, as you go through science and social studies. So why don't we take a look at this checklist? Feel free to use this same idea, or if you already have something that's working, maybe like a calendar, go ahead. Keep doing that. But here's an example of a daily checklist. So I just listed out the days and then I listed out what I have to do on those days. It's a simple thing, but it just keeps me knowing what I have to do for that day. Your checklist for Tuesday, April 14 is as follows. Number 1, read. It's really important that you get as far in your book as you're able. I would go find a spot to read and time myself for 45 minutes, or if you get to 45 minutes and you're at a good part, read for a little bit longer. But you need to put in the time and the effort if you're going to be finishing your book by Friday. So that's number 1. Number 2, you should be finishing the odds and ends, like membean, like spelling. You have a membean quiz tomorrow, and then your spelling quiz is next week. The last thing you should be doing is your pronouns. If you haven't gotten an 80% or better on the pronouns section, that is the required for you to be able to move on to the next section. The last thing you need to do, number 4, would be to work on a journal page that answers the 3 questions I put on the homework page yesterday. Your journal page can be simple, it can be straightforward, it could have a number 1, number 2, number 3. What you're going to do is when we go to our Google Meets, Core 1, you're meeting today. Core 2, you're Wednesday. Core 3, you're Thursday. You're going to hold up your page to the camera so that the teacher who is facilitating can see your journal page. So make sure you have something to show, okay? That's really your cheat sheet as you go through the Google Meet, because the teacher is going to ask those questions and you're going to be given the chance to respond.